Wayne Thorpe is of the Gunai and Yorta Yorta traditional family language groups and resides in Croatungalon Gunai clan country in Gippsland. For the past 33 years, Wayne has been teaching and promoting traditional Gunai culture through language, songs, stories and dance.
Within our culture, we look at the earth as our mother. As I said, there's universal family. Mother Earth, Father Sky, Grandfather Sun, Grandmother Moon. So it's a universal family. And so we are the children, along with the birds and animals, plants. We are the children of the Mother Earth, Father Sky. Grandfather Sun is this fire that's on Earth. So we're always in the connection with family. So we've got Grandfather Sun warming us up right now. People need to connect with nature so then they can learn to respect country. Country provides everything that people make. But when you start to exhaust the natural resources, then there becomes an unbalance with nature. And so a part of our culture is to live within the laws of law, the laws of universal law. Now each tribal country, each language group, each shire, each area has different landscapes that provide different things. See, so the coastal areas is different than the mountain areas and the plains and the rivers and the waters and the lakes and stuff. And so in these different environments, there's different laws of nature's law, universal law. So when you start to be aware of living within the laws, well then you know how to respect nature, and you try and make a balance of what you receive or what you take. And the problem is too many people just take. When you start destroying nature, you're really destroying yourself. So people need to become aware of that. And that's what our culture is aware of.
And it sounds again like this goes back to that connection piece of, you know, if you're not connected to the land, if you don't value the fact that it's providing for you and you don't get taught that that's what's happening, then as you grow up and, you know, like you said, when you grow up, you look after your mother. And if we haven't come from that kind of way of being, where we go, wow, look at this, look what I'm given, then we're not going to see the world like that. We're going to see it as a thing potentially that, you know, oh, how can I get what I can get out of the world?
A lot of people who I've shared that with, they say, well, we didn't know any better, so we did what we did. And then they said, but now that we know better, well, we can make changes. I thought, well, that's a positive attitude. And so people start looking at, well, how do we make changes? And I said, well, start with yourself, from your thoughts, your words, your deeds and actions, your attitude towards things. Don't live in the past attitudes about a people, about the country, about our culture. Learn from one another and share from one another. That's like we're sitting here today. Two different nationalities, but we're sharing. And so we're learning from each other how to be better people, how to be respectful of the place we live. So that's important. Anyone can do that. And so if they don't know any better, if they feel like they're a bit disconnected, we'll learn ways to become connected with themselves, with country, then they can help make better decisions.
So when you're talking about connection to country and respect for country and treating it like it's your mother, it says to me that the whole acknowledgement of country has a much deeper meaning than so many people give it when they acknowledge country. It's like lip service almost, or, oh yes, I must acknowledge country, but there's no heart in it.
When I used to do welcomes, I'd often say, you know, now listen, while you're here, listen to the birds and animals and what the plants are telling us, because they're telling a story of change, and have a listen to them. You see, so then it helps bring them back to nature. Things like this. So it's, people are really missing out on the respect law for Mother Nature. We look at nature and the universe as a family. We look at everything of the natural resources as family. So that's the importance for us with country, is understanding how nature works and understanding the balance of not taking too much, but and thanking and even letting the letting the natural resource know what our intentions are for even using it. So that's that respect also.
Yeah, that makes so much sense about the way in which we're treating the world at the moment, almost like those resources are just being mined. There's no sense of, you know, the importance of renewing those resources or allowing them to be renewed, because we don't have that connection.
And that's what happens when you got the attitude of ownership. It's mine, I'll do what I like with it. People buy and sell and rip it up and change it and all this kind of thing. They want to control nature. Let's conquer nature, it can't beat us, you know. And so our people and our ancestors shaped this land the way it is. Yeah, well, it's nothing to be proud of, you know, because now I often say people made a fire-prone country. This hasn't always been fire-prone, because you take away trees, you dry out the hydrology of the land. Now the land's dry, the plants are dry, so it's easy flammable. You see, so this is being aware of how nature works, of how we work as a human being, and so therefore being aware of the balances and what needs to happen.
So the learning sounds like is once again connection, like
Connection,
really being connected.
connection to yourself,
Yeah.
connection to the country, and being able to be balanced within.
When you go into a place, like I mentioned, spirit of place, when you go into a country, is that something that you take a moment of pause and just kind of connect with?
Yes. Even when I'm travelling country, even coming to this part of the country, where I'm from is Gunai country, which is known as Southeast Gippsland. Now when I'm leaving that country, I'm letting the ancestors know where I'm going. When I'm travelling through people's country, I'm consciously putting it out there. I'm not yelling out, screaming out, but I'm thinking it and putting it out there, telepathy if you like, talking to the ancestors of country. I'm just passing through, or I'm coming here to do something. And so I let them know that. Even coming into this Wathaurong country now, I did that same thing last night coming in, to let them know that we're coming to this country, set up campfire, to have a yarn, to share information for the young fellas. And so that's putting our intention out there. So spirit talking to spirit, you see? And so when you do that, then there's that respect being shared. You know, you don't always have to do big ceremony or big ritual to look at me. You can do it in silence, but as long as you do it.
I love that. I love that it can be done in such a simple way, but it's so much more meaningful than, you know, oh yes, now we're going to put it on the agenda and do it here. It's lost that meaning in many cases.
See, in many ways, if you look at different boundaries that people go through, different shires, you see, you know, now you're entering the shire of this one. I can't think of one, but entering that shire, now you're leaving that shire, now you're entering another shire, or you're coming into this town. And, you know, you're going by, you see the signs, you know. So it's the same with our country. There's invisible borders, there's invisible areas that you're crossing. But when you've got a feeling for country, when you've got a knowing, all right, now I know that I'm not in Gunai country anymore, I'm in someone else's country, you just acknowledge it. You know, it becomes easy to do that.